billion-euro merger between two of the world's biggest advertising companies. The figures were incredible in that jewellery high story. They're incredible in this one as well, aren't they, Matthew?
Yes, so we're talking a lot of money here. France's Publicis, we're talking about, and Omnicom, which comes from the US as well, joining forces. 26 billion euros, the value of this combined company, makes it the biggest advertising group in the world, employing about 130,000 people. But before it's all cleared, there are still a few obstacles to overcome. Stephen Carroll has the details.
It's a mega merger to create the world's largest advertising firm. Between them, Publicis and Omnicom manage billions of dollars worth of ads for some of the world's biggest brands. The $35 billion deal will change the face of advertising spending, as the new company will have more power to influence prices.
This is being all done with a clear intention that we're going to create value. We're going to create new opportunities. We're going to honor our talented people. We're going to honor our talented clients and create something that no one else, I think, could even contemplate creating.
The new firm will unite rival brands under the same roof, including the likes of Coca-Cola and Pepsi, Microsoft and Google. But the CEOs who will run the merged agency jointly for the first 2.5 years say it won't create conflicts of interest.
We're already used to handling clients in the same sector, and we do it with agencies that use different names. It's something that's very common in the world of advertising.
Publicis Omnicom Group will be headquartered in the Netherlands, neutral from the existing Paris and New York bases. But the dominance of the group will raise some competition law issues. The company estimates that it will need regulatory approval in 45 countries for the merger to go ahead.
Yeah, interesting thoughts there. But tie-ups involving France and North America, they haven't always been very successful.
No, there have been a few stumbles. I've been going through the archives. One of the best known, infamous if you like, was in 2000. Now, this was actually between French Vivendi and Seagram, actually a Canadian company. They wanted to get their hands on Universal Studios, but it didn't go well. It was the height of the dot-com boom, so lots of things were overvalued, but led to the departure of Vivendi's boss, Jean-Marie Messier, at the time. Another one, Alcatel, French company, teamed up with Lucent Technologies. Now, they paid $11.6 billion to buy Lucent, but in fact, the combined company now worth half that. But one good example, Sanofi, huge French drug maker, bought that company, Genzyme Corp, and they paid $20 billion for that. But it seems to have gone pretty well. Got them a better foothold in the US market, and Sanofi's share price increased 60% in the last 2 years.
Phew, at least it can work. We'll see how investors, of course, react later today.
Well, they'll have things like that on their mind. Will it work? Will there be a cultural clash? What's the benefit to both of them? Both companies listed in Paris and New York, so we'll see later. Meanwhile, that's what's happening in Asia. The market's mostly down. A strong yen hurting stocks in Japan, and Shanghai Composite down almost 2%.
To China now, the government there wanted to see if there are any nasty surprises lurking in its accounts.
Yes, they want to have a good inspection. They've called for a nationwide audit of all government debt. Now, the reason for this is that there was a huge amount of spending after the last financial crisis as the government tried to keep China growing. But now there are fears that lots of that debt, particularly the debt held by local government, was spent on projects that might not be financially viable. We can see a bit of the outcome of that spending there, infrastructure, but it's more like property construction that they're worried about. Are there big debts lurking? Could that, if the borrowers start to default, could that threaten the state-run banking sector, harming growth? The National Audit Office in China estimating that over the last 10 years, local governments holding about $1.6 trillion of debt.
Now, we're still talking, of course, royal baby, and it seems that the young prince is already, well, he's already a trendsetter.
It seems that way, ridiculous as that might seem. Everything that the young prince wears, and we haven't hardly seen
nappies?
him. There he is. Well, that shawl, for example, and that car seat that he's being brought out by Prince William in, that's made by a British company, Britax they're called, and apparently sales have trebled since those shots. And the shawl he was wearing when he was brought out, apparently increase in orders there. But it's not just spending that's doing better. Some of the royal couple's chosen charities are also seeing an increase in interest and donations. Let's take a listen.
The donations are coming in from the UK, but overseas as well. We've had all kinds of generous offers, from an ornate handmade cradle from Poland. We've had children's bedroom furniture from Slovenia.
That was good to have some positive spin-offs anyway.
That's right.
Matthew, thank you very much. Matthew with the business and baby news here on France 24. More coming up, of course, right after the break. Stay with us if you can.